Joker, fantastic movie. Absolutely fantastic. Divisive to some people, sure. But to me, I love that film. I think, in fact, it was one of the only films I saw the last couple of years twice in a cinema. I just thought it was astounding. I thought it was a really, really good movie. And Todd Phillips was really, really smart about his deal. He got a similar deal for making that film than he did the Hangover films, the sequels, etc., etc., where he basically says, I won't take a fee, or I'll take a small fee, and what I'll do is I'll take a percentage on the back end. Now, that to a studio is a sure thing when they don't have faith, or they have very little faith in the project. And obviously, Joker made for a pittance, making absolutely phenomenal gross profit. Yeah, he earned a very, very good deal. Now, obviously, ever since then, lots of people have been wondering what's going on with the sequel. Or at least there's been rumours and reports of it. Because that's the normal flow of things. It makes money. We want to make some more money. We want to make some sequels. Now, I don't personally believe it's a film that does need a sequel. But there have been reports that a sequel is in the works. And now we have our latest report that a sequel is in the works. It's interesting. It comes to us not from an article. Although now there's been many articles written about it. But it came to us from an article, but not a dedicated article to reveal the news. So this is over on the Hollywood Reporter in a list of like the top 100 lawyers. But basically a bunch of top lawyers in Hollywood. As if we need an article on that. But hidden in there, ladies and gents, was this. So Warren Dern, Sloan, Offer, Weber, and Dern, Southwestern Law School. And in his bio he says, client Zack Snyder is back in action with his Justice League cut on HBO Max and the Netflix zombie flick Army of the Dead. Todd Phillips struck a deal to co-write the next Joker installment. What? Just hidden in there. Just hidden in there. So Todd Phillips is co-writing the sequel to Joker. That's new. That is absolutely new. That is the further development. I guess you could say that that's now confirmed that the Joker sequel is actually happening. And it's been quite interesting watching this unfold, ladies and gents. Because not only did we get that piece of information from the Hollywood Reporter, but we had another thing from the Hollywood Reporter, which was this. If anyone remembers this was the Behind Warner Brothers Search for a Black Superman article, right? Pretty big article. There was lots of information in there. And again, hidden in that article, ladies and gents, was just a very small bit of dialogue. Small. Teeny tiny, Mario. Was this. So DC sees its upcoming Flash movie, which began production in April in London, as its way forward in this post-Snyder world. With the inclusion of such characters as Supergirl, Sasha Calle, and Michael Keaton's Batman, one thing Flash does is set up DC with a multiverse that allows for many of these incarnations and story universes to coexist and have superheroes interact. So far, every movie and TV show, with the exception of Matt Reeves' The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, and set for release in March, HBO Max's spin-off Gotham PD, and Joker, and its planned sequel, will take place in the same universe. Again, just hidden in there. Hollywood Reporter loves to do this. They love to just pepper in little bits and snippets here and there and everywhere. Fascinating stuff. So like I said, this one, Todd Phillips has basically struck a deal to co-write the Joker sequel. They've already planned it. We had that earlier on in the previous, the Search for the Black Superman article. And then in this one, an article about lawyers, of all things, we now know that Todd Phillips is co-writing the Joker sequel. So it's happening. It is happening. And obviously, well, one, what do you think? Do you think this is good news or bad news? Now, there'll be two people, right? Well, there'll be three people. There'll be the I don't cares. I don't care. Whatever. There'll be the people that absolutely loved the Joker and they really want a sequel. So they'll think this is great news. Great news, yeah? And then there'll be the other people that'll go, well, I really love the Joker, but it didn't need a sequel. It's one and done. It encapsulated the story that it wanted to tell. I believe that world is done. There'll be those types of people out there as well. So where do you sit on that? Do you think this is good news or bad news? Do you want a sequel? Do you not want a sequel? Now, for me, it was inevitable that they were going to try and do a sequel. I didn't think it was inevitable that they were going to do a sequel, but at the very least, they were going to try, ladies and gents. Absolutely, they were going to try, because it made so much money. And where there's money, there's always calls for more. Now, Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, he would have got a hefty paycheck for doing this. Really hefty paycheck. Todd Phillips would have got a hefty paycheck for doing this as well. So Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, both, sounds like I'm saying the same last name there, but both of them would have got massive paydays. So they're incentivized to come back. They could also ask for more money because this did really well. Now, where do I sit on this? Well, it's tricky. I'm in between. I'm in between those two types of people, you know? The types of people that say, yeah, I love that film, love to see some more. And I'm also, I'm in between the element of, hey, that film seemed to be one and done. I think they told what they needed to tell. I think where I struggle with this movie and a sequel is, what are they gonna tell this time? Where are they gonna go with it? You know? Now, we got this covered, and bullshit rags like that have been pumping out articles saying it's going to be set far into the future, many years after the events, and Batman and all this other crap. And it might do. It might do. But I do feel that you will lose that lightning in a bottle that you got from the original movie if you, one, do the sequel in the first place anyway. It won't be quite as special or unique. But I don't... If you start bringing Batman into it, I think you're going to struggle. This didn't seem to be a universe that needed a Batman to tell this story. You know? This story did well on its own. This Joker did well without anything else. And I think the story that it was telling wasn't necessarily a DC story. It wasn't necessarily a supervillain story. It wasn't that. It was a societal story. So, I'm on the fence at this point in time. And I know there'll be lots of people that will be for it and against it. I'm kind of sat there waiting. But I do feel that they're going to miss a trick, and I feel like that lightning in a bottle may not be able to be recaptured. And I think that's a shame. But again, where there's money, there's always the incentive to do more. So I hand on over to you. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you got this far, you clearly enjoyed the video. So please do hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new here, do consider hitting subscribe. Love to have you here for more. Returning subscribers, check you're subscribed. We've got memberships open now on the channel. You'll find that linked in the description box, as well as my second channel. It's a car channel where I'm rebuilding a rally car. It's pretty cool. You might like it. You might want to check it out. Upload 3 times a week over there. That's linked in the description box as well. But that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care.